everybody.
Like 5
SideFriend
Chronicles.
Hello.
Are in the building.
It's your boy
Stela
DaddyGoodz.
in the building.
Your girl, EstelaTheBella.
She's got the Salvadorian.
My Salvador Dali.
A Salvadorian Dolly.
Salvador Dali.
Oh, a Salvador Dali. I'm
Not
butchering it, man.
He's not a country.
I'm butchering it.
You butchered butcher.
Who is the Salvador Dali? You gotta like tell
Salvador
me.
Dali is a surrealist painter.
A surrealist painter.
Yeah, he was my motherfucking favorite.
Whoa, well, dropping F-bombs early in the pod.
Well,
my apologies to all the listeners right
I wouldn't
now.
be me.
You don't mean to scar those ears of yours, even though that's all we do every single pod, 76 episodes in.
You know, he has a painting called The Great Masturbator. In 1929, he might
be my favorite artist too, and I don't even know it.
What was cool about his art is that there was always a picture within a picture.
Okay.
Like, he'd use objects and create a whole other picture. And like a lot of his paintings were very like, I wonder if he did mushrooms or something, because they kind of look like hallucinations or dreams. It's very surreal.
I could see that. I could see a hallucination. Like,
well, he didn't paint this, but it's very Salvador Dali inspired. Like how there's like this object here to create this whole, like that's very his style. But this is his famous mustache. He had the mustache that
looks like a porn stash.
Yeah, it like curled up.
We're talking about her background right now, everybody.
Yeah, sorry for those of you who can't see.
Yeah. We have green screens now, so we're kind of
we're kind of playing with it.
And right now I got like a trippy background,
Yeah.
Since I'm coming off that Delta 8 trip still,
And I apologize for my voice. I'm kind of starting to get over from being sick, so I kind of sound ickies right now.
Dude, I went to Miami with no mask. I went to Disneyland with no mask.
I stayed home and caught a cold.
She stayed home and caught a cold.
Yeah.
Where they do that?
I caught literally though, like, okay, so I never get sick. The last time I was sick, I had pneumonia. That was 2.5 years ago. The last time I had a cold was maybe 4 or 5 years ago. I don't ever get sick. And when I do, it's something serious like bronchitis or pneumonia. And this time, I was actually terrified for a minute that I was going to turn into bronchitis because I was just coughing nonstop. And I was like, I'm still traumatized from like almost dying 2.5 years ago. And that's not being dramatic. I literally almost died. But I think there's further evidence that I'm a man in a woman's body with a woman's brain. But like... Because when I got this cold, it was like I had man flu. I was like dying.
Body
with a woman's brain. No, okay. So you know how we always talk about how like people will tell me that I do shit like a man. Like there's things that I do that's very like masculine, right? So I think that this cold for me was like man flu, because you know how like
a big baby.
Yeah, I was the biggest baby this time. Are you
calling men big babies when they
get
sickies?
Men are babies when they get sickies.
Mommy, and please bring me Gatorade, please, chicken.
But I think partially I was a baby because I'm still very, very traumatized, and I was literally freaking out, thinking, "Oh fuck, man, this is gonna turn into pneumonia.
This is it.
Nobody's gonna listen to me again. They're gonna let it go on forever."
I would have listened to you.
Well, no, the doctors don't listen.
The doctors,
you know how you go to the doctor and you tell them, like, "Look, this is what's wrong with me," and they're like, "Oh, we'll see," or "Oh, that's not like," and and then like a week or two later, lo and behold, you were fucking right because you know your body, and that's the shit that almost killed me, was their like complete negligence when it came to like what I was saying. And then they had to use all kinds of antibiotics to fucking kill the pneumonia. And like, I literally almost died. My blood pressure dropped. My heart rate resting was 134. Like, I was barely alive, bro. And I was hospitalized and
134
resting heart rate.
That's like
My
jogging
blood
heart rate.
pressure was like 70 something over 50 something. My blood pressure was low as fuck. And they weren't listening to me. No, I was like fucking on my deathbed, bro. I had heart monitors on me and shit, like everything. And then it was really scary because then that was the time, like right when I finished my antibiotics, I flew to San Diego the next day and then to Colombia the following day. Like, and so I'm supposed to be leaving to Cancun next week, next Thursday. I take off. And I'm like over here thinking, fuck, man, like, let me find out. I'm going to get pneumonia. Like, this is bad. I went and got
Hopefully you
tested
get
for
better
COVID.
because you're going to freak out if it happens to you.
I know. I'm going to like literally fucking
panic attack mode.
Really, in a real way. But I did get tested for COVID just in case, and that was negative. So it just turns out I had the man flu and I'm just a fucking crying ass baby traumatized from almost dying. It's fine.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time that you're a crying ass baby.
I know. Sometimes I'm a crybaby. I think that's because I like am somebody who's not super emotional.
She's proud of it.
When I am emotional, I'm very emotional.
Egotistical problem. That's another man trait that she has is like she's super egotistical. And like
I am.
if she proclaims
I really am.
to be a certain way or to have a certain trait, she like runs with it full-fledged.
Here's the thing. I'm not the only person who says this. Now, if I was the only one, that's a difference. Like, that's a whole different story. But when other people are like, yo, you totally are this way, and confirming what I already know about myself, then I know I'm not just like making this shit up.
Right.
So there's that.
Well, you want me to tell you what also is not being made up?
What?
The super fly jewels at Yoga Bling Boutique.
If you're looking for unique and eye-catching foot jewelry, you'll fall in love with Yoga Bling Boutique. Our unique line of toe rings and anklets are gorgeous conversation pieces that make heads turn. Visit yogablingBoutique.com for exotic toe rings, anklets, and socks that caress your lovely feet like a glove.
I love being caressed.
We are on Facebook as Yoga Bling Boutique FB. Also look for us on Instagram as Yoga Bling Boutique. Your feet deserve jewelry from Yoga Bling Boutique. For more information, go to yogablingBoutique.com.
Yeah, baby.
I should be wearing some Yoga Bling in Cancun.
Man, they've been trying to send us some of our Yoga Bling.
Yeah, I need to get him that address and try to wear some of that in Cancun. Maybe take some pictures for him.
I think that would be a great idea.
I think that would be a great idea as well.
Dude, did you know that go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Did you know that our phones take infrared pictures of us like every 10 seconds? Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Even when the camera is not open, our phones are taking infrared pictures of our faces at all angles, at all times.
Oh, that's not good. Ew.
So if you were to take another camera and put it on somebody who has their phone in front of their face in a room, and you were to put your camera on inverted or some different kind of screen that pretty much picks up like a different lighting, it can show your phone flashing your face in infrared light. And this is an actual fact. And all phones do it now. Specifically, iPhones do it. I mean, it could be, for the whole face scan feature to unlock the phone or whatever.
Mine doesn't have that.
So it might not be doing it on yours, but perhaps it is. What iPhone do you have?
I have the iPhone 8 Plus.
Okay, so the iPhone 8 Plus, I believe, is one of the phones, the models that are doing this as well.
Why? What's the point of that?
I don't know. I don't know why they would want to take infrared photos of us like at all times, anytime that we're holding our phone. So anytime we're looking at our phone, photos are being took with infrared lighting.
That's why it's hilarious to me when people are talking about the vaccines being like them actually inserting tracking devices into people's like, no, they're fucking not. You already carry one.
Right.
Like you literally carry one. You don't even take a shit without your phone. Like you are being tracked already. Like,
yeah.
Especially people like, and it's especially funny the people who like literally post their updates of where they check into, you know, like on Facebook and shit. And it's like, you're really worried about the government tracking you when you're putting your every move on social media. Like, come on now. Don't be silly.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's ridiculous.
We do it willingly, you know?
Yeah. You offer up the info 24/7. You tag your location on your Instagram story, what restaurant you're at, multiple times a day, where you're going, where you're at, and you're worried about a tracking device, bro. Like you are tracking yourself like that. Like
it's all data.
It's just wild to me.
Data.
Yeah.
Remember walking through malls back in the day? I don't know if they still do this, but there used to be people like asking, do you want to like get $5 right quick? Or sometimes they pay $10 to take a survey.
Yeah.
I never really realized why they did that until I, you know, later on grew to realize that data is so.
Data is the biggest commodity.
It's the biggest commodity, and
yeah,
you know, so you know, ultimately they were collecting all of those people's surveys or whatever, and then you know, selling it at a higher price. Because I always wonder, like, how does this make sense? Why would they give people money? To
where are they getting the
20
money?
questions? Yeah, exactly. And they had an actual place at the mall. Well, this was in the mall in the city I grew up in. And they had that, but now I realize like it's just all data, and these phones, like the amount of data that they could pick up from us, from our location, to the infrared pictures and the shape of our face.
Bro, I ordered those, you know, those like sticky things that when you don't want a strap bra and you just put like stickers kind of on your boobs and you kind of tape them up.
Talking about. Yeah.
Right. So I ordered some of those yesterday on Amazon because of the dress I'm wearing to the wedding in Cancun. It's very deep plunge, so I can't put like a strappy bra on, right? And then on Instagram, I start seeing ads for those kind of sticky bras, like from different companies. And I was like, dope.
You started seeing ads?
Yeah.
This is why I find it funny that my wife, one day she opened up the Costco app and one of the recommended products was Magnum
condoms. And you thought it was, she was like, I'm like, why are you looking up condoms, Eric?
Condoms. Ain't this a bitch? It's so fucking bullshit. I don't know, man. Like what kind of sketch? I don't know, man. Everybody listening right now, do you think that's sketch that my wife was recommended some fucking Magnum condoms? So she was doing something on my back. The guy's got that.
It definitely wasn't going to fit
that BBC. Fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck.
You knew the condoms weren't for you at that point.
Fuck off.
I'm just kidding. You always talk about your.
You want to know something now? You want to know something funny about small penises?
What?
I'm not saying that I have one, everybody. I'm not talking.
You always say you do.
I know, but I'm just saying at the moment, I'm not saying that I.
Okay. Okay. Got you.
I'm not saying that. Anyways, everybody. Fuck off. Something about small penises is that back in the day. All right. So have you noticed that all of like the old Greek statues and like the old statues, they all have like small ass dicks?
Small flaccid peepees. Yeah.
Small flaccid peepees. It's because you were considered to be like dumb or somebody with not a lot of intellect if you had a big penis back in the day. So that's why they made all of the statues have small penises, because it represented a smart person, somebody with a high IQ. How they came up with this, I don't know, but that is why.
You know what though?
Look up.
There can be. I don't want to.
Have you ever? Let's think about it though. Have you ever met a smart guy with a big dick?
Yeah. Totally. Yeah.
Right. Just collecting data.
And then people like will be like, oh, like how's she with him? He's got a small dick kind of a thing. And it's like, yeah, but he's probably smart and A, knows what to do or how to fucking figure it out and make her happy. And B, he probably has good credit. You know what I mean? Like he's probably got all these other things that are like
He's either
important.
got
And
a
that's a
big dick
smart
or a lot of money. That's what they say.
right. Or so and that means, he's smart or he knows how to figure some shit out, like at least get by street smart or whatever. So maybe there is some truth to that.
There might be some truth to that.
Yeah.
It seems like it could be.
Yeah.
I don't know. But what I do know is that all the statues do have small ass dicks. And it seems like this is something that could actually be true.
Sorry.
Stela's tending to her phone right now, everybody. She's receiving work text messages.
I am actually.
She's like, I need this right away. You're like, fuck, I'm potting right now.
I'm like, shit.
The struggle of having a 9-to-5 and a pod that you are getting off the ground.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes you have to multitask.
It's all good.
But anyways, what were we saying?
We were talking about small dicks. And
I'm not there is such thing as too small. But sometimes you could be small as long as you're pointing in the right direction, it's gonna work out. You can figure it out.
Word.
We can work with that.
Can you?
Yeah, I can.
That's good.
Not like a chapstick thing, but you know what I mean? It's gotta be like somewhat normal.
I feel you. You want to know what I thought was very interesting about Disneyland while over there?
Oh yeah, you were there this weekend. Yeah. How was that?
It was pretty fun. It was pretty fun. Good times all around.
Was it like the pictures with like a million fucking people like
there
waiting in
line?
There
was long lines to get inside the park when the park was first opening, but it was exaggerated on TikTok. Yeah.
Okay,
so good. You saw that TikTok. It was exaggerated, and the line actually went really fast. From
that's good.
When they open the gates. Yeah. It went really fast because not everybody's going to the same park for one, and the way they do it is actually
California
really interesting.
Adventure
and if
too.
you are somebody who is thinking about going to Disneyland or interested in any kind of way, I'll give you some information and things that you should know about Disneyland right now. So currently they are scheduling reservations for either or park. You can either go to Disney California Adventure or Disneyland in the beginning of the day, and you have to pick one that you have to go to one of them from the start of the opening of the park till 1 p.m. And then after that, if you have the Hopper Pass, you can go to either one, but you have to pick one until 1 p.m. Also, you have to have the Disneyland app downloaded on your phone if you want to order any kind of food or if you want to get inside of any restaurant, anything like that. You have to have the app.
Oh, they're really tracking people.
Oh yeah, and that's another thing that I found super
no cash transactions.
No cash. Well, you can do cash transactions. There's a few spots that allow you to use cash, like the spots that sell the turkey legs. They allow you to
which is AKA actually ham.
It's not actually. That person had to have lied to me because I had it again. And
who was it that said that?
Somebody who was an employee of Disneyland told me this, and I was their Uber driver, and they told me this.
Oh yeah.
Then I looked it up online, and there was a few people, knocking that, and then also agreeing with that. So I wasn't sure, but I had the turkey leg again over the weekend. I'm like, there's no way this is not turkey. Like I was like examining it. I'm like, how could this not be turkey? Like this is totally turkey.
Because I saw your guys' pictures and I thought immediately of that conversation. I was like, ooh.
Yeah. But so it's interesting. Like, so you have to pick like a time slot when you go and get food. And if you don't show up to that time slot at that time, then, they keep the money, and you don't get your stuff basically, which is really, really crazy. But I think some of the information they could be getting from you is that they want to know, like, okay, will people buy more this way? Like, are people gonna like overly buy with this method, and I think that is true that they will, because people are going to try to like engage, like, will I be thirsty in an hour? Should I order an extra water bottle or two, or should I order some extra food, like just in case, because
Yeah,
I don't know if
yeah.
time slots are going to be available for me to pick up food at another location at a different time. And so it's very different in that aspect right there. You got to use the app to buy everything basically, and you can only pick one park in one half of the day.
Mhm.
They say it's 40% capacity right now, but it seems like they might have lifted that rule because it was pretty
'Cause
packed.
like a shit ton of people, yeah.
Yeah, but the lines,
Unprofessional.
however, were not as long. So
Well, that's good. Did you need a fast pass?
no, you didn't need a fast pass, but like the longest I waited in a line, which was one of the most popular lines. Oh, and here's another thing I'm going to tell you guys that you'll need to know. So the longest line I waited in was one of the newer rides. They have a few new rides. They got one called the Resistance, in like the whole Star Wars area that they recently built. And then, oh, one second. Sorry, everybody. I just got a text from my wife. Hold on. I'll be back, everybody.
And then we'll hear more about his Disney experience while
I
I
know
was
everybody's
dying, while I was
everybody's
suffering from the man flu,
yeah. All right, let's see.
which was really just a cold because I definitely didn't have the flu. I didn't have a fever. I didn't have any headaches or body aches or chills or nothing like that. I literally was just congested and then had a cough, only for like 2 days, thankfully. But it was a gnarly 2 days. So I wasn't just being a baby for no reason.
It seems like you're doing better today, though.
I'm feeling 1,000 times better. I feel like this weirdness right here, which is kind of stressing me out because I'm like, fuck, I hope that doesn't turn into something, you know? But I'm just monitoring. I'm just keeping an eye on it and how I'm feeling. And I take my temperature multiple times a day, make sure I'm not getting some sneaky fever or infection of some kind. I'm keeping all the passages open and flowing. I'm still taking the Sudafed and the fucking Benadryl and all the things just to keep everything pumping the mucus so that it doesn't get stuck somewhere and give me an infection.
You're a hypochondriac too, so
I've just been really sick and I've been told what to do to prevent things to get from getting to a certain point. And one of those things I was told was Sudafed, like it's your fucking religion. And that's what I've been doing. I've been making sure my shit stays open so things can pass through. And I've been sleeping literally elevated. Like I need a fucking massage like nobody's business because my shoulders, the way I've been sleeping is kind of like, like this. So that my sinuses and keeping my head straight, not to either side, to make sure that shit is draining the right direction. Because when you lay down or you lay on your side, things will puddle up. And homie's not trying to play that game. You know what I mean? Like I'm not here for that shit. I don't have time to be sick. So I was doing all the things.
Everybody, I just want to tell you, before I continue with my Disneyland Disneyland information, this is all just one big smoke screen because she was planning on flaking on me because she was supposed to meet us for dinner on Saturday. I just want to let you all know.
He actually canceled on me, by the way, just for the fucking record. He canceled on me before I could even tell him I was dying.
Don't you all hate that when
they went and made other plans?
Don't you all hate that when like you're the one that flake and then you find out immediately after flaking that you were not gonna have to be the one that was gonna flake?
Yeah, had he waited like an hour, I would have been like, hey, I'm actually really sick and I can't meet with you. But I know if I would have did that, he would not have believed me. He'd have been like, bullshit, like whatever. Like he would have been upset with me. But then
I would have been relieved.
You would have. Yes, not if you didn't already like make up plans elsewhere though. If you didn't have the other plan and I canceled, you'd be upset.
Just because she's really flaky, y'all.
I'm not flaky
You would
on
think she's
purpose.
from Las Vegas because everybody in Las Vegas is flaky.
I'm a flaky.
I
No,
got
I'm
this.
not.
I got this friend of mine out here,
Uh-huh.
or something like a friend, I guess. Whatever. This motherfucker asked me to go to the gym like all the time, and I don't even listen no more because every time this motherfucker flakes. I'm like, damn, that's really the Vegas thing. That's something that everybody from Vegas told me when I used to drive everybody in Vegas around when I did Uber.
Mhm.
They used to tell me that something about people who are from Vegas is that everybody flakes. It's like the biggest flaking city ever. And
Hmm.
I'm just like, dang, that's crazy, right? Because I'm from a place where everybody keeps it real. And if they can make it somewhere, they'll make it. And if they can't, they won't, they'll tell you, they'll keep it
Yeah.
100. Everybody keeps it real. And I didn't really realize that until I started, actually meeting people out here and, making friends out here. And now I'm starting to see what they're talking about. People really do flake a lot. And it's like a normal thing for them to like flake. I'm like, damn, that's crazy. Like, why do people make plans that they don't follow through on? And
Yeah.
especially like a guy to another guy. Like, that's weird to me. Like, why would you flake on another guy? It's kind of odd, it's a
I
little
think
sus.
I think what it is people spread themselves too thin. I think they don't want to say no,
Mhm.
and they want to try to do what they can to like make and to be there,
Yeah.
but then they overcommit and underdeliver, and that's just what ends up happening.
Right. Yeah.
Anyway, back to your Disneyland
Disneyland.
story.
Disneyland. So just to kind of wrap it up, some more information that you might want to know about Disneyland right now is that the main rides, the new rides, you actually have to join a waiting queue. And sometimes it's really hard to get on the waiting queue. And that's the only way you can go on this ride. You can't go and wait in line unless you have joined the queue through the app. So everything is done through the app. If you don't have the app at Disneyland now, you basically can't do anything. You
Wow, what
can't
a
eat,
fucking way
anything.
to get people to download your app, dude.
Yep.
What a scandalous ass company. In so many ways.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm thinking about taking my kids to Disney World, though.
And if you have the app to make it easier for you while you're at the park, they
Mhm.
ask for your locations at all times.
Wow.
And when I got back home to Vegas, it says Disneyland's been tracking you for the last 3 days. Do you still want Disneyland to, be tracking you? I'm like, no, but I'm just like, dang, man. So that probably happens to everybody,
Yeah,
You get
that's
home,
fucking
Disneyland now knows
wild.
where everybody's from.
That is
And
so crazy to
it knows
me.
where everybody lives.
Oh my god. I was thinking about taking my kids to Orlando to go to Disney World and Universal Studios, but I'm not trying to have Disney be tracking me and up my asshole. I already got
Well,
all these other
everybody
apps
else
up
is
my
up your
asshole.
asshole.
I know. Fuck.
It's funny
Why
that
my
we
ass
both
is
were
so
thinking.
big.
That's funny that we were both like thinking the same thing at the same
Yeah.
time. Everybody
Yeah.
else is up your ass.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everybody else is up my ass. So
Even when we're setting up our green screen
that's
backgrounds.
why I'm a big booty hoe. I know. I didn't think my butt would be in the frame of the camera. I thought it was going to be a little higher than that. Turns out I'm not as tall as I thought I was. Sorry.
Yeah, just a total ass shot right
Yeah.
on the screen. And
Jimmy got all butt.
got all butt. And my
Yeah.
wife, it comes in the room. She's like, "Oh, it's you and Stella's butt." Nice. I'm like, "Oh, what do you
You're like,
know?"
oh shit.
Yeah, this is
Sorry,
who I podcast
Erica.
with
I
now. Her
didn't
ass.
know.
It's
If I bent over, I did the whole Jim Carrey on the butt cheeks.
Side Butt Chronicles.
Yeah, hello. I do have side
Oh,
butt.
what if we created a new thing like the butt cam? Oh wait, that's the
Lexi
fart.
did the butt cam.
Lexi did do the butt cam.
She did the butt cam.
That was a interesting.
Yeah, I don't know what would happen on our channel if I did a butt cam.
Side Butt Chronicles.
I
You down
can't
for the
even
butt cam?
imagine if I did the butt
Or is
cam
that
what would
sex work?
happen.
Is that sex work too?
Dude, the foot cam was sex work. The butt cam's definitely sex work. And that's just wasn't on my list of things I wanted to be when I grow up, you know?
All right, so I got a question, everybody, because everybody keeps asking for the foot cam to come back, and I can't neither confirm or not confirm that it'll ever come back. But if it did, and it was my feet, are y'all cool with that?
No, they don't subscribe for sure.
They're unsubscribing right away.
I think William would come out of the woodworks. William would come out of the woodworks just to talk shit.
William would be.
He's relentless.
He would hammer us in the comments.
Yeah.
He would absolutely hammer us.
God. I just want him to stay away. So please don't show your feet.
All right, I'll never.
I'll do anything to keep that fucking guy from coming.
She doesn't want anybody else to have that on this channel. So
that's really not what it is. But I just don't want really feet on the channel anymore, just because I didn't like the attention that came with it.
Sorry, everybody. The once super unique podcast is now just a podcast. No, just playing.
I'm fine with that.
Stella thinks that I've been acting funny lately.
He has been.
No, I haven't. I've not been acting funny. He's like, is everything okay with you?
Like, are you mad because we don't have a foot cam anymore? Like, what's the deal?
Like we had a whole ass conversation about that like a month ago and have done like at least 4 or 5 episodes since that conversation. So I don't get where you could have came up in your mind.
Because I know you and you're like passive aggressive as fuck and just like you're the guy who it's like what females do when they're upset. They'll say they're fine until they blow up. And that's what you do. You say you're fine until you explode. And so I checked on you. Yeah, so I checked on you.
I like exploding on women.
You do. And, it's not the fun way for me. Not that kind of explode,
everybody. Yeah. Goodness.
So I thought I'd tap in, check in on you, see what's up.
Tap in.
Because I'm like somebody, if there's some shit, like I'm not going to not tell you. I'm going to fucking tell you. And I want to have a conversation about it and move forward. Like, I'm not like the person who likes shit to fucking fester. So, and because I'm that way, I expect people to be that way. And I can't expect people to be how I am. So that's why I got to just be the one to fucking confront it. And I've never been afraid to do so. So that's why I asked you.
I want to say something about podcasting. I would be shocked. I would be shocked if anybody who starts a new podcast can get to episode 76. I would be shocked if any of you can do it because it's a
lot of work, guys.
It's not just the work part, but it's like I'm trying to put into words, like it's just like you have to just keep potting even on the days you don't feel like potting or the weeks where you don't feel like potting. You have to.
Yeah, I mean, if you're trying to be consistent and really grow something. Now there's like I'm sure there's people who just they want a podcast when they fucking feel like it, and their goal isn't 1 million followers or anything. It's just a fun thing for them. And I think for me, this is both. Like, I want the podcast to grow. Like, that's something I really want. But I also want it to always be fun for me. And so that's why, the whole foot thing, like, that was fun until it wasn't. And then I didn't want to do it anymore. And
it was always fun for us, though, like me and the audience.
Yeah, but you guys didn't get the kind of fucking attention and bullshit that I did. So you didn't get the behind the scenes stuff that I did.
Around with you.
So
behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah. Like hundreds of fucking messages.
So what happens when us doing the podcast with just us, like how we are right now? What happens when this, just as it is, starts getting a lot of crazy attention? And
at least it's for us being authentically us.
And then you start getting all kinds of fan mail every day and
hate mail. I'm sure it's going to come with it.
And hate mail and things like that.
But see, I don't mind.
Can you handle the
Yeah, I can. When I'm being authentic and like having integrity and in my values and like everything's aligned. Absolutely. When something's not fully me and I'm doing it, I'm not going to be comfortable with that.
Right.
And And that's just like what happened and where I was.
Yeah.
I was doing it to please people, and it wasn't making me happy. And that's why that shit's not sustainable. Like I wasn't doing it for me. I was doing it for people, and people that I don't even know, to be honest. And the fact that, like, no matter what I did, people weren't fucking happy, and I wasn't doing it for my happiness. I was doing it for theirs. Like, that really fucking, like, took a toll on me. Like, that wasn't fucking fun for me. It's not something I'm getting paid for. And no matter what, it wasn't enough for whoever. And it wasn't because it wasn't for my happiness. It was for theirs. And they weren't fucking happy. They always wanted more. They always wanted this, like, that's why that shit wasn't sustainable. I can't do it. I won't do it. And that's just that. Like,
okay. Next question. If people paid monthly for it in the members only section of the YouTube channel, people join the channel at a price wall per month, would it be an option to you at that point?
I don't know. No. As of right now, I don't, like, when I said I need a motherfucking break, like, I meant it, like
a year-long break.
I just need some time.
Forever break.
Yeah.
I feel you.
I need to get back in alignment with myself.
It seems like you've been doing well at doing that.
I am feeling better. I'm feeling a lot fucking better, honestly.
Them chakras are.
Yeah, I'm getting back to me, dude, and that feels really fucking good.
You're glowing like a Prego chick.
Well, that's just not.
Are you Prego?
Definitely not the case. Okay. Your girl is fixed. That's just not an option. So.
I love Prego women.
I know you do.
I have a Prego fetish.
He's a pregnancy fetish. Yeah.
And there was a lot of Prego women in Disneyland.
Of course.
I was
does Erica know you have a pregnancy fetish?
I don't know.
She does now.
It's not like extreme though.
She got to find out.
It's not like I follow a bunch of pregnant chicks on Instagram.
Like, you know what I mean? Pornhub, looking for pregnancy, fucking porn.
I have looked up.
Have you? Is there pregnancy porn?
Yep.
Oh my god, I'm not surprised that there isn't, but like I am surprised, kind of. That's fucking wild. I cannot even imagine.
That there's also old people fetish.
Stop it.
Serious. Like there's young dudes fucking like 80-year-old ladies.
No way. Yes. Are you kidding me?
This is a thing.
Stop. I am in shock right now.
It's facts.
That's fucking wild, bro. If I'm 80, I'm not trying to. I don't think I'm gonna be trying to fuck nobody when I'm 80.
Dude, it's so possible, man. Just get the lube.
Oh god, sounds like a lot of chafing. Yeah, that's what that sounds like to me.
A lot of chafing. Just need a lot of lube.
A lot of chafing. No, man, that's fucking crazy.
Just like how some people like watching bestiality.
Ew. I was just listening to Lucho's latest pod, and he was talking about how he's like, why would anybody want to fuck like an animal? Because he was talking about how like the HIV epidemic and how that supposedly all started because somebody fucked a chimp or something. And it's like
that shit was started by the government.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, come on. Yeah, let's say what it really is. I mean, but that's not to say that there aren't sick fucks out there who don't fuck goats and sheeps and whatever else, like donkey shows and fucking TJ and whatever, like there are people who literally have sex with animals. And like Lucho, I also don't get it. Like, what the fuck?
I don't get it neither, but
like what? Like he's all, I would rather dig a hole and piss in it and fuck that than fuck like a warthog. You know what I mean? Like I was like, yeah, he's just, how he is. He's a character. Shout out to the show.
Can I give everybody some like recent Trump news?
Oh, sure.
Because we haven't said like anything political.
Speaking of fucking pigs.
Oh, laugh track that one.
Let's
All
go.
Right. All right. So I love this website that I'm getting this news from, because this website
is it satire?
It's all real news
that
people don't hear about, and it's the news that some would say is why that they're distracting you from some things going on in the world.
I mean, it's all doing that, but yeah,
that we don't particularly know is happening. So here's the headline. It says Trump vows to free imprisoned supporters. So it says Donald J. Trump has vowed to free 500 of his supporters who have been wrongfully imprisoned for allegedly storming the Capitol building on January 6, per sources involved in Trump's deep state purge. Less than a handful of those 500 hand entered the building, and Capitol Police had graciously granted entry to those few. Nonetheless, Biden's criminal justice department has waged a war of attrition against law-abiding Trump supporters and God-fearing American patriots. On Saturday afternoon, Trump and his inner circle discussed on a private conference call the Biden regime's incessant war on freedom. Stephen Miller and Stephen Bannon, both of whom have been operating behind the scenes, expressed dismay that the FBI and the ATF were still conducting secret arrests on innocent conservatives who had no link or only a tangential link to the events that transpired on January 6th. As of this writing, the Biden regime is holding 500 Trump supporters in pre-trial detainment at 6 clandestine confinement centers, concentration camps in the outskirts of Washington, D.C. Biden's ineffectual Attorney General Merrick Garland has labeled them domestic terrorists and is indefinitely detaining them under provisions outlined in the Patriot Act. The detained have been denied bail, visitations, and basic rights given to the convicted murderers. Trump, our sources said, is outraged at the inhumane treatment his followers are receiving. There has been discussion on whether to call on the military to raid these internment camps and free these patriots, but there's concern it might cause backlash, especially since Trump still hopes to be re-inaugurated in coming months, our sources said. Stephen Bannon, he added, has pressed Trump to use the nuclear option or military immediately, as several jailed Trump supporters have reportedly become ill and are being denied appropriate medical treatment. At least one, our sources said, had a heart attack and had lain unattended on a filthy floor for 6 hours before guards discovered the lifeless corpse. Another prisoner came precariously close to dying from a brain infection after his tooth abscessed and his cries for help went unanswered. Yet another nearly choked on his own blood after consuming mashed potatoes laced with glass shards. Our sources would not reveal how Trump's team obtained the intelligence, but he insists its veracity is infallible. And it goes on for a few more paragraphs, but this is some of the recent news with Trump.
The language in that article is, well, as it is in all political articles, is very intentional. It's very propaganda-y. I don't know. I would be curious to see what that news outlet is and read a few more articles to get a real feel for their tone, their side, their agenda, their bias, and go from there.
Yeah, so this website is the one that a lot of people would claim is all conspiracy.
What's the website?
RealRawNews.com.
Huh.
Never heard of it, have you?
I'll check it out.
I
feel like I have heard of it.
I was blown away when I found this this website, because I'm not typically into all the political stuff and looking into it, but this website even claims that Hillary Clinton is actually dead right now.
She's not dead. Oh my God.
Have you heard that?
No, I haven't. I think if she was dead, it would be a big deal. It would be on the news. It would be everywhere.
They're trying to hide it with everything else going on.
Well, who killed her?
That's basically what is being said, and also Bill Clinton is currently in detainment.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. But
People, if
they say
people
there's some
put this
conspiracy.
energy towards like something else, like a job or something, I'm sure do really well.
Well, yeah,
It's crazy.
that's what
People
they
are
say.
crazy.
But like my thing is like I'll start reading these articles and I'm just like, I'm just like blown away. Like at
Yeah,
some of
it
the
like
things that
takes
they're
you
talking
down
about.
this whole rabbit hole and
Oh,
you really
super big
entertain
rabbit
it
hole.
because you
Yeah,
love that shit. Yeah.
I do, but I am also somebody who think that they definitely try to distract everybody from actual news
Oh,
going on
for
around
sure.
the
I
world.
mean, every outlet does. And like you have to look at who owns these things, like what is it, like Rupert Murdoch for Fox News and where he stands. I mean, the people who own these outlets really dictate how and what is being broadcasted. I mean, and that's the same with everything. That's why when you read anything or when anybody says anything, you have to really look at who they are to really know the kind of which way they're trying to sway you and why they're telling you what parts specifically they're telling you, what language specifically they're using, because what you need to really figure out what the message they want you to receive is versus what the message really probably is,
Right.
But yeah.
There's also like an article about how Bill Gates his estate was raided 2 weeks after the divorce of him and his wife Melanie or Melinda, whatever her name is.
I think it's Melinda.
Yeah. It says, all right, so I'm gonna read it for everybody because I think you all
You
will like
guys
it.
can indulge in Jimmy's.
Conspiracy articles.
Uh-huh.
All right, so it says Navy SEALs storm Gates Wyoming ranch. Less than 2 weeks after Bill and Melinda Gates called it quits, U.S. Navy SEALs stormed the Gates-owned property in northwest Wyoming and clashed with security forces Gates had hired to protect the 492-acre ranch. Damn, that's a lot of acres.
Yeah.
U.S. military approved the raid after Gates' estranged wife, Melinda, contacted Donald J. Trump with news that Bill, whom she called a psychopathic evil genius, had visited Epstein Island 24 times between 1997 in 2017, and on Epstein's advice had spent $36 million to excavate his own subterranean child dungeon beneath Irma Lake Lodge. The confidential source involved in Trump's deep state war told Real Raw News that Gates' friendship with the convicted pedophile was the catalyst for Bill and Melinda's divorce. Melinda had long been aware of Bill's philandering with both adult and underage women, but had remained silent to protect her financial interests in the marriage. She reportedly told Trump that Bill and Epstein made frequent weekend getaways to Irma Lake Lodge. Although she admitted that she had not personally seen the subterranean complex, she had paperwork and receipts proving its existence. He told me to pretend I was an underage, frightened schoolgirl and to pretend he was a maniacal genius who liked to play with young girls, Melinda said. For him, it was foreplay. Or excuse me, role play.
These are on the record responses from Melinda Gates.
Yeah. But it really wasn't because he is exactly what he pretended to be. On May 14, Trump spoke with Joint Chiefs and staff and asked that the U.S. military confirm the existence of the alleged underground complex. To carry out this task, the military employed two techniques. First, a synthetic aperture radar satellite scanned Irma Lake Lodge. Second, a UAV fitted with ground penetrating radar made several high altitude passes over the property. While neither technique was able to concretely gauge the size and depth of the underground dungeon, both proved massive excavation had taken place where Melinda Gates said it had. It was enough for the military to act on. They didn't want to just bomb the place because they didn't know if kids were still down there. So they opted to send a SEAL team, the same ones who raided Biden's compound and got those kids off the boat, sources said.
Huh. I don't think I believe all that shit, but
no.
Nah.
You don't think that that's a possibility that Like knowing all the things you know about
much
Epstein.
Fucking detail. Nah, I don't think so. I think a lot of that shit is fill in the blanks.
Should I continue?
No.
Are you serious?
I'm
I
serious.
think people are interested right now.
Okay, I don't know. We'll have to ask them in the comments if they got this far.
All right. Well, we do have chapters now, so.
We do have chapters now.
Hashtag, baby. Hashtag. All right. In the pre-dawn hours on May 17th, Navy SEALs launched a tactical assault on Irma Lake Lodge, meeting resistance shortly after the breach the property and crept toward the underground lair. Gates security personnel dressed in paramilitary gear and armed with automatic weapons detected the intrusion and opened fire on the SEALs. The SEALs returned fire in what turned out to be a 15-minute firefight in which one SEAL and 8 enemy combatants lost their lives. Having suppressed gate security, the SEALs found a trapdoor hidden beneath piles of hay and in a horse stable. The door concealed a steel platform, an elevator of sorts that descended 300 below grounds and opened into a hewn chamber 150 in diameter and with tunnels branching off into several directions. The SEALs, our source says, spent hours sourcing the tunnels for signs of life, but no children were found. However, the operation was not in vain, as they did uncover facsimile. What? Stella, how you say this word? Facsimile.
Facsimile?
Facsimile?
Okay. Facsimile?
A facsimile of young. All right, so let me start that sentence over. However, the operation was not in vain, as they did uncover a facsimile of a young girl's bedroom. With a pink frame platform bed, stuffed animals, racks of child-sized clothing. Oh, that's so creepy. Moreover, 3 DSLRs on tripods have been aimed to video whoever had lain on the bed. At least one camera still had an SD card. The SEALs, our sources added, seized the cameras before exfiltrating the compound. In closing, our sources said he believes but cannot confirm the military has infiltrated other properties owned by Gates. Dang. That's quite crazy.
That sounds like a bunch of malarkey.
A farcical article?
Sounds like malarkey.
But people eat it up?
You just did.
It's not that I'm eating it up. Like, the fact that I'm sharing it on the pod right now.
It gets people to click. It's clickbait. It's, you know what I mean? Like, it's clickbait for people who are out there just fucking, like fucking crazy looking for shit to back up whatever fucking thing they want support for.
Right.
However they feel or think, and
what our most listened to episode on Apple Podcasts is?
Vote.
Vote.
Yep. That's our highest episode. I don't know. It's interesting because people have commented giving us shit about you guys should not be, just stay out of politics, blah, blah, blahs. And first of all, fuck you. We talk about whatever the fuck we want. It's our podcast. You know what I mean? You could talk about whatever you want on your podcast. I don't give a fuck. And yet that was the episode that has the highest amount of listens. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So, to switch gears, if that's okay. If you're
yeah, totally.
If you're ready.
I'm ready.
Yes, that Derek.
Yes. All right, I'm sorry.
You know that Derek Jackson guy on Instagram?
I do not.
Okay, well, he's like this big guy who gives advice to women, basically, and men. It's like a relationship kind of advice guy.
All right.
And he has this card game. Well, he just had that scandal, or so he has all this advice to women. He has like this. It's mostly catered to women, but he does, he basically tells women like not to fucking fuck around, like these men are lying to you, basically. If he says this, if he's doing this, and he's not really ready for this, and blah 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 blah. He's putting men and their bullshit on blast, essentially.
Okay. So hater. Continue.
He's not a hater. He's not about that toxic shit. But then
get love from the ladies. I get it.
No, he's married. He's got a whole family and everything. But it's because of that his prior infidelities earlier in their marriage him and his wife decided to come out and put it out there because he had reached a status where a lot of people know who he is now. Like it's eventually going to come out, and they're going to call him a hypocrite, which is basically what they did, because they're like, how are you going to tell women this and this and this, and you're doing this shit to your wife, kind of a deal. Well, he has tried to atone for it, whatever, and he still has his account. But I downloaded his book, Don't Forget Your Crown, or something like that. I think that's what it's called.
Like telling women don't forget their crown.
Yeah, and
That's
it's
nice.
pretty good so far. I think it's very encouraging for women and empowering for women. So like, I'm here for it. And he's not wrong. He's just exposing fuckboy shit. It's like shit women already know, but they don't want to tell themselves because they want the guy they're fucking with to change for them, But he has a card game called Mentally Stimulate Me. And it has these questions that I feel like I should hit you with. And maybe the audience can interact at some point. Maybe comment or whatever. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I'm going to hit you with the first one.
Hit me, girl.
Hit me.
Hit me, baby, one more time. Sorry.
Okay, so it's a multiple choice card.
All right.
It says, is it disrespectful for a woman to laugh harder at her man's best friend's jokes than his?
Is it disrespectful?
Yes. So A, yes, period. B, no. If he gets upset, he's insecure. C, yes, especially if the friend is more attractive. Or D, no, but the friend needs to be checked for making his friend's woman laugh so hard.
All right. Is it disrespectful for a woman to laugh harder at her man's best friend's jokes than his? Yes, period. No, if he gets upset, he's insecure. Yes, especially if the friend is more attractive. No, but the friend needs to be checked for making his girl. I say B. No, if he gets upset, he's insecure. Because I mean, if the best friend is just fucking funny, then that's just what it is.
Some motherfuckers are funnier than, you know what I mean? I'm pretty funny, but I know there's chicks out there who are funnier than me.
Yeah, there's some people who are legit comedians.
It doesn't mean she's gonna fall onto his dick. Like, come on now.
Exactly. Yeah, no, it's all good. If I'm funny, then he's funny. Like, people laugh at me all the time. I make people laugh. I make people's wives and girlfriends laugh. Yeah, it's not like I think it depends what joke maybe she's laughing at. If he's just like, haha, bro, my dick's way bigger than yours, and then she like is in tears of laughter.
Like, oh
okay,
God,
maybe in that case.
You're like, how you know?
Yeah, like, how the fuck do you know? Like, you know, why is that so funny to you? Like, time out.
Yeah.
Then I think it just depends maybe on the joke, but if it's just like
context,
it's context. Yeah, totally.
I don't know. I feel like, maybe not. Yeah.
There's a lot of insecure people out there, though.
There are a lot of insecure people out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just interesting to me how insecure some people are. It really.
Yeah, I think those people should stay out of relationships.
Totally.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Next. You ready?
I'm ready.
You are offered $20,000 cash to sleep with either your ex or your ex's best friend. What do you do? A, sleep with the ex. B, sleep with the ex's best friend. C, reject the money altogether. D, ask if you can get paid double to sleep with them both. It's funny.
I'd go for the double.
Double?
I'd go for the double.
Hey, they should triple it if you get them at the same time.
If I can get them at the same time, triple it, baby.
Triple double.
I don't want the money unless I can have them both.
That's funny. What a random question, huh?
It is a random question. It is.
Okay. Next.
Wait, what are these?
This is called Mentally Stimulate Me. It's part of
this is that card game that you were telling me about.
Yeah, so there's the Mentally Stimulate Me game.
Love it.
And then there's the naughty and nice game, which is the card box that I'm reading from right now.
Oh my God. And we waited until an hour into the pod to do this?
Yeah.
Sweet.
And then there's Lest Languages game.
Okay.
And then there's the Mentally Stimulate Me expansion pack.
All right. All right, lay some more on me. I like this.
Okay. You wake up after a one-night stand and see the person you slept with has cleared the dishes, started laundry, and left breakfast on the stove for you. What do you do? A, block them. B, text them thanks and then block them. C, ask why they did all that. D, invite them over again for being so nice.
It just
I would go with B.
It depends how interesting or how interested you are in this person. Like if it's a one night stand and you're like, damn, I was drunk and why the fuck did I do that? And then they do all that, then totally thank them and then block them, because like right at that point,
that's a stage 5 clinger, bro. That's
totally.
That's a red flag to me.
Like, but if it's like a chick that you've been wanting,
no, this is a one night stand.
Right, so it's random one night stand.
Yeah,
I think it depends how hot the chick is. If the chick is like incredibly hot, you're like, damn, I can't believe I smashed that. I'll probably hang out again.
That's funny.
She really likes me. Shit.
Nah, for me, if that was I've never had a one night stand, but if I had a one night stand with a dude and he went and did all that shit, like that means he like went into my kitchen and just like fucking like knows, that's like very personal to me, and started my laundry, bro. Like you just touched my dirty underwear, like for reals.
Probably
like nope. Yeah, like that's to me that's stage 5 clinger, and you gotta go. That's a blocker for sure. For me, I can't do it. I don't even like when people text me too much. I'm like, oh, stage 5 clinger, you gotta go. I'm a bitch. Okay. Okay, so next is you break up with your partner, but not because they're a bad person. You're just no longer attracted. Your friend asks to date him or her. What do you say? A, sure, go ahead. B, no, that's weird. C, yeah, but you'll no longer be my friend. Or D, nothing at all because you'd block your friend.
All right, show me this one.
Okay.
And everybody, you break up with your partner, but not because you're a bad person, or not because they're a bad person. You're just no longer attracted. Your friend asked to date him or her. What do you say? Okay. Sure, go ahead. No, that's weird. Yeah, but you'll no longer be my friend. D, nothing at all because you'd block your friend.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably have to say I'd block that person because they're not your friend. If they're trying to date somebody that you just broke up with, like how do they not know that like maybe it could work out? You know, I don't like people I can't trust, you know. So once I find out that I can't trust somebody, they're kind of done in my book, honestly.
For me, I want to say that I'd be okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not like immediately after.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe give it a few months, just so that I could make sure like I'm healed enough to not be like toxic to you when you're trying to do your thing. Because I believe that sometimes just because someone wasn't for me doesn't mean they're not for like my friend. Where, you know, like I've had experiences where like I'll start talking to a guy and the way that he sounds perfect for my friend, kind of a deal. You know what I mean? Like, so I think that sometimes if it doesn't work out between you and someone, they might be great for someone else. And maybe that someone else is someone closer to you. And if you don't want them, then what's the fucking problem? You know, like that's what I think. If you're at a point where you're breaking up with someone because you're no longer into it, then it shouldn't be a problem.
I think it just depends how long afterwards. But if it's like a week or two afterwards, then like, come on.
Now, and like, I wouldn't
even
want
a month,
my friend.
Like short.
Yeah, I wouldn't want. Well, and I think in how long your relationship was too,
That
like how
too.
serious it was.
If it's like a long relationship, then I don't think there's
Or
any I
not
don't
even
think there's any
necessarily
point in time. Like, it would have to be like years later. But
not
like, all right. So
necessarily.
me and Erica, let's just talk about like real life. Me and Erica together for, a while now, a good minute. Been married for like 7 years now, right? All right, married for 7 years, right? Let's say tomorrow we both decided, you know what, let's go our separate ways, right? A year from now, one of my good friends says, "Hey, bro, I need to talk to you. Me and your ex-wife, we've been talking. We've been talking, and I just wanted to kind of get approval from you."
Yeah.
I'd be like, absolutely not. You don't have my approval, but do your thing. I would at that point think in my mind, what all the times that I had you
Were you
over,
already talking to her? Were you
how
attracted
long
to
were you talking
her?
to her?
Yeah.
How long were you like plotting on this? Like, at
Right.
that point, there's no shot that I trust this person. Now, if
Right.
it's a chick that I was dating for like maybe 2-3 months or something, like, dating, and then after like 3 or 4 months, like, and then they wanted to, see what's up, then probably not. I probably wouldn't trip. So yeah, it totally just depends how long the relationship is and how long afterwards as well. Now, I think that maybe like 10 years down the road or something like that, I don't think I would trip then, because there was enough time in between for something to potentially happen after me and my long-term relationship for those people to somehow cross paths and start communicating. But if it was like anywhere from like a year between that and like 2 years, I don't know, man. Like, I'm big on trust, and I'm big on people not backstabbing me. And as soon as I feel like somebody's a backstabber or I can't trust them, I just can't fuck with that type of person, man. I
Yeah.
can't fuck with people who I've shown so much love to, people who I've done things for, I've been such a solid friend to. I can't stand it when I find out maybe they've been talking behind my back, or
Right.
laughing at jokes about me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, things like
Right.
that. Like, once I see that, I don't communicate with that
Me
person no
and me
more.
and Erica laugh about you though.
That's different though. Like,
Just kidding.
it's different though. Like,
Yeah.
you and her have permission to clown on me, because it's not like in a bad way. You know what
Yeah,
I
we're
mean?
not like actually like hating you and plotting on against you. Yeah.
Exactly, or talking shit, about
Right.
something that I'm doing.
Right.
Like, imagine like somebody who I think is my friend, and or a couple people I think is my friend, and then behind my back they're just like, "Oh man, that podcast he's doing would never work."
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
shit
Oh,
like
I'd
that.
fucking come for them if they're talking shit
I
about my
can't fuck with
podcast.
those kind of
Fuck out of
people.
here.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah.
people who are just like hate, like they're actually your haters, but they proclaim to be your friend. I
Yeah.
don't like those kind of people. Like, I got a few people who still try to communicate with me now. Like, they try to add me on Instagram, and I don't accept them, type of thing. Like, and it's just like, and they ask other people about me, like, what's up with them? Like, I just don't like you no more, bro. Like, I seen too much now. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
seen you like a post on Facebook about me. You know what I mean? Like, I had somebody, I'll give you a real life scenario.
Yeah. Let's
Somebody
hear
I was
that.
always really cool with, somebody I was, real close friends with, did so much for, one day, like, got really upset at me about some music shit, right? And went on Facebook and aired our drama, and was calling me all kinds of B words, like bitch ass this, Bill. When I see you, like, anyways,
Right.
like, I doubt it. You're gonna do all these things. You're gonna say you're gonna do.
Right. You're putting it on Facebook, bro. Like,
and you're
if you
putting
were
it on
about it, you
Facebook
would have
at
come
that.
to
Like,
me.
come on, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and not to mention you're older than me. Like, and you're
Yeah.
hearing, I've done so much for our friendship over the years that I don't think that I deserved for you to air some BS petty drama on Facebook.
Yeah.
But then I see some people who I thought were my friends liking it or laughing at it.
Oh,
Like,
hell no.
you guys are done to me. Like,
Yeah.
even if you had nothing to do with that
For
post,
sure.
you pressed a like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Totally.
or pressed the laughing thing. Like, that's not funny to me. And
Right.
I And those people, to me, like if you did something little as that just shows me that
where your loyalty lies.
Where the loyalty lies. Why didn't you comment like, hey, take this down or something like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, like if we were cool, you know, if you really appreciated all the love I've showed you over the years, then why would you condone that kind of behavior about me when you know darn well I'm not the kind of person who would, you know, go about that kind of, you know, those kind of actions. I would never do that. Especially somebody that I've, you know, who's been in my life for so long. I would never go and air our drama and make it a big deal. And if I ever do that, if y'all ever see me do that, here's a little tidbit about me. If you ever see me do that, it's because I'm doing it on purpose and we both plotted on it for publicity reasons.
For publicity. So if you start a beef with somebody, it's on purpose. Hello. Oh. Anyways, what I was going to say about it is that I wouldn't even go as far to say it had to be like if it was a length of time for the relationship, but not necessarily a time thing, but like how much shit y'all went through together in that time period. You know what I mean? Like if someone was trying to be with my ex that I kind of like went through a lot. Like, I have maybe one ex that I would be upset if one of my friends was like, hey, like, I'm trying to be with him. And we haven't been together now for a while, but, like, I would be upset because, like, I really fucking loved that guy. You know what I mean? Like, and I haven't loved very, very many. You know what I mean? And that one for me would be like, that's the big no for me. Like, if you want to fuck with him, you're not my friend anymore. Which is crazy because I'm not a jealous person. But I just think because that's one that, like, I think it didn't end. Like, I didn't really get, like, the way that it ended wasn't, like, on my, well, it was on my terms, but it wasn't on my terms kind of a thing. Like, I initiated the end of that relationship, but I wasn't ready to. I just did it because I knew it was the right thing to do, kind of a thing. You know what I mean? Like, usually when people break up with someone, like especially women, they're already mentally broken up with you for a while before they do it. And that's not where I was when I broke up with him. I wasn't mentally broken up with him. In my mind, I was like married to him still, kind of a thing. You know what I mean? Like, and so when I ended it, I wasn't mentally or emotionally prepared for it to actually be over.
Right.
So I think for that one specifically, I would be upset if one of my friends was like, hey, like, I'm trying to be with him. And I would be like, well, fuck you. Kind of a thing. Like, go be with him then. Just don't fucking talk to me ever again.
Right.
Kind of a deal. Yeah. I would not be happy with that one. That specific one.
These are good questions. I like this.
I know.
I like this. But we should save.
We can save it. I mean, I got
we'll save
decks.
Well, we'll go through
we
this
can
whole
call
deck
this segment. We can have a segment on the podcast called "Let's Play a Little Game," and
Let's
then
play a
we'll
little
do
game.
we'll do
I
some
like
cards.
that. There you go. Look at us. Look at us coming up with more ideas, y'all. See, this pod is just continuously growing.
We could pop out the little saw guy. Let's play a little game.
Don't count us out just because we don't have a foot cam. All right, is all we're saying.
Right. Hello.
I think that's good for today, though. We appreciate you all for tuning in to episode 76. Stella, do you have any words for them today?
Go forth, my sons. Be great. Do great things. I don't know. I said sons because mostly men listen to this shit, but well, maybe not anymore. I don't know.
This podcast makes me happy, y'all. I appreciate y'all.
Me too.
We'll catch y'all episode 77. And it might be a slide through. I'm not sure yet. We'll find out.
Yeah, we've been busy, guys. We've been vacationing, and I'll be vacationing, and we'll get back.
We got to pre-record for next week, huh?
Yes. plans? Well, I'm coming back. I leave the 1st and I'm coming back the 5th, which is a Monday. So no, we'll be good.
Okay. Is that for next week?
No, next week I'm leaving on Thursday and I'm coming back the following Monday.
So next week we're good.
I'll be here
Monday. The week after we're good too. Okay.
Yeah. So we'll be here.
Boom. There y'all go.
We'll be good.
You know our schedule now, y'all.
Tuesdays, whatever time we fucking upload the shit, that's what time it's there. That's why you got to turn on your notifications.
Turn those notifications on, y'all.
Yes. Muy importante.
We'll holla at y'all. We out.